Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I guess it's technically like different time zones, obviously, but I am streaming from 9 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Eastern from the great, wonderful state of New York, particularly from New York City. But if you're actually from here, I'm streaming in from Brooklyn. But anyway, hi. Good morning. Good morning. I have some tea in the background, so one of my alarms will be running for 5 minutes so that I can just take out my little tea because I'm trying to make some cold tea for later today. But how is everyone? We are sort of the first stream of a Sunday in the US. And there'll be a couple more streams after. We're also a social stream, so we'll be doing some talking, we'll be doing some writing. I'm hoping to get some um, what is it? Not context, but maybe context from Storytellers Hearth. I can't remember how many productivity sprints I'm supposed to do and how much talking I'm supposed to do. So I'm gonna put this in the chat real quick. How many streams / talking time am I supposed to do? It's 9 in the morning, so I am a bit disoriented, but I figure I'd be honest. Anyway, Lisa, hi, hello. I've missed you too. Lisa says, I'm sleepy. I've stayed up all night job hunting. That sounds like a very productive vibe. I definitely slept last night. As you all know, I guess if you haven't, I'm on a bit of a hiatus right now in terms of YouTube videos and stuff. I do want to try and stream once a month, hence why I agreed to do this with the babes over at Storytellers Hearth. But yeah, for sure, your girl is just grad school's kicking my ass hard. Yesterday we did a haunted house / event at Tish where we had and I guess if you're in New York and you'd like to come, DM me. But yeah, and it was just we did some acting, we did some songs, people wrote stuff. It's all decked out, and it was really, really fun, and one of those things that you can only do in art school. And so it's just really cool to put all your training to the test on a really far thing. And it's I didn't produce it, I was just an actor, but it was really, really cool. But also job hunting sounds great. Nat says, hi, here to sleep watch. Buongiorno. Happy you're sleepwatching. Honestly, if you're not hungover today, this is sort of the best vibe. You could be sleepy, you could be hungover. Today we're just going to try and do stuff. Honestly, it isn't. Hopefully it won't be too much. So that'll be it. Also, if you are watching and you're from Storytellers Hearth, please, how many streams / talking time am I supposed to do today? Just feeling a bit lost. Please help. No rules anymore. No rules. What is it? No school, no rule. Oh my god, did my alarm just go off? No, it goes off in a minute. No rules, no school. I'll say the one thing about being a lyricist now, essentially full time because of grad school, is the vibe of just rhyming all the time. I'm rhyming all the time. I'm rhyming every day, and I can't help but think, Lisa says most productivity streams I've seen do 2-3 this time, 25-minute sprints. What Tony? Oh, that's me. BRB. Usually I'd have a host, but Stig is running behind because of work, and that's a legitimate way to do stuff. So BRB. I'll leave you with Miss Marin. She's being very annoying right now. Miss Marin, Miss Marin. Miss Marin. Okay, I've returned. Such fun, an art school thing. Yes, turns out art school really good school. I think it's sort of like not that art is indulgent, but in a way it is kind of really indulgent. And so it just feels like this is like the most fun I'm ever going to have in terms of school stuff, but also like probably irresponsible. um Lisa says, I think no rules, but I've seen the productivity stream go release due to 2 to 3. I think 2 would work fine, but we could technically do 1, I suppose. Okay, we'll do 2 productivity sprints of like 25 minutes, I figure. But right now we'll just chit chat. Let me ask everyone. As you guys know, Taylor Swift has become my new hyperfixation as of this year, literally in March. So let me ask you, what have you heard? 1989 Taylor's version. What are your thoughts? This is a safe space. And by that I mean you can tell me that you liked it. Okay, Lisa says, because we were a social stream, we, in my opinion, don't even need to know that much. But I agree, make a recommendation. I would suggest perhaps we do like 20 or 25. That's fine. Yeah, let's do that. 20 to 25 sprints, say less. No, we'll do like 2 of those. Now I'm trying to make sure. We'll stick we'll be getting here in like 45 minutes. Hi, cool gamer. Buongiorno. Good morning. It is currently 9 in the morning. Time Pacific. Eastern. I'm not even in Pacific anymore. Can you guys believe that? Nah. Life sucks. I know. Say it ain't so. I will not go. Turn the lights on. Carry me home. Things are changing. Okay, thoughts on 1989. Lisa says, I haven't listened to it yet. There. We need to catch up. So if you're over on my Discord, Nat wrote like the thing that's just been haunting me. It's like this stream, the Coneflower stream is my Roman Empire. I can't believe it's really been that long since I've had like a functioning stream set up. Like it's been at least like what, 2 years? Maybe 2 years? No, it's been a little bit over a year because I left California last summer. Wow, that's insane. I have made my 1989 TV thoughts abundantly clear to anyone with ears. That's fair. I feel like for me, I have let everyone know what I think. Although I'm obsessed with the vault. My top 3, like Taylor Swift albums of all time, and right now I'm not ranking them, just because I'd have to like really think, right? So like mine right now are Evermore, 1989, and Midnights. I genuinely love Midnights, and I love the extended version of Midnights. I like my favorite Midnights tracks at the moment right now are all the like deep cuts, like Labyrinth. I listen to that every day. Or Dear Reader. I love Dear Reader. It's like one of my favorite songs of all time by Taylor Swift, which is like her least streamed song off that album, which I find fascinating. You can lose it if you're playing in solitaire. But then, it's funny because when I listened to 1989, when I bought it, years ago, right? I'm talking like 2014. Like this was pre Taylor Swift on streaming. That's how old I am. So, right, like I bought the regular version of 1989. So the 10 tracks. And then after that, yeah, like after my 10 tracks, which is insane, right? I was like, she released like the deluxe version and then New Romantics as like a single, like the last huzzah of the album after the tour. And I didn't buy it because I was upset because I was like, I already spent like, because I was in undergrad at this point and I had no money, right? And I had like scrounged up money on my debit card to be able to buy this. And I remember being really upset, being like, how dare you release a deluxe version? Like, I was barely able to pay to listen to this album on iTunes. That's my weekly screen report telling me that I spend too much time on the fucking screen. Anyway, and I was like, I was very much like really upset with her for doing that. Not that she knows me personally, but I was like, that is such like a capitalist thing to do. And then, and then the whole thing of like, just that. So then when I got Spotify, I would listen to the deluxe version, and I just did not like Wonderland or You Are in Love at all. So I just skipped those songs, and I listened to New Romantics a lot. Then The Vault came out with production by Taylor Swift and Christopher Rowe. Like, Jack Antonoff didn't even produce this for the most part, which is insane to me. Anyway, so I listened to The Vault and I loved it. It was like, what if I got more 1989, more Midnight songs, which I love, but instead of being written about Joe, whom I hate, it's written about Harry, whom I love. And like, I love the Harry Styles album, the first one. I haven't listened to the third one very much. He's sort of lost me. I think he's lost me a bit in the sauce, but that first and second album, I just love, right? So this album and that album, Harry Styles, the debut, really speak to each other. And as a big fan of Harry Styles' solo career, I was never into him in 1D. I don't even know any One Direction songs. So like, me very much into Harry Styles as a solo artist. Like, this was so fun to hear. It was just like, oh, how did your parents get a divorce? And then you actually listen to it. But I just love like The Vault. And I ended up falling in love with Wonderland and You Are in Love because I actually really liked the production on those, which I did not like in the previous version, which is interesting because like I'm a big like I'm like, depending on my mood, I'm a big Jack Antonoff like truther. Marin, stop that. Or a big Jack Antonoff hater, if you know me. So I think for this Vault, I like legitimately love every track on it. This is like a no miss situation. This Vault has made me like 100% of 1989, like genuinely no skips. Whereas like Evermore, like I'll skip Dorothea, like that's the one song that I skip on that album. And I skipped the other really, really sad one that's on there with I think it's the Dixie Chicks. I don't listen to those. Those exist on my version of Evermore. But like 1989, literally now, as of The Vault dropping, no skips except Bad Blood. Because Bad Blood is just a bad song. But the Kendrick remix is now actually part of the whole thing. And that's actually like good because trying to make my playlists has been very difficult. Oh God, people are messaging me. Okay, let's see what the comments have to say. Oh dear, here we go again. Nat says, I have made my 1989 TV thoughts abundantly clear to anyone with ears. Also, if you want to know more of what I'm thinking, I'm going to plug my Instagram. Just because I know that I don't I mean, I'm still vlogging, but just not editing. So if you want to follow with like what I'm doing, my stuff, just like, because I'm still posting stuff about my writing journey and stuff. Ooh, that's a good question to ask. How's y'all's writing going? How's the writing going? What are you working on? And the answer can be just resting. Let me put that up there as I finish my 1989 discussion. But yeah, anyone that has ears, Nat and I were talking about it last night, and it was just like, it's just the mixing is bad. It's just the mixing is bad. And I think the thing is like, I really love the Midnight's mixing. Like, I think it's actually really, really well mixed for the most part. But the 1989 mix from the original 2014 record is so clean. Like there's no, it is like literally perfect. And by that I mean is that some people would call it like dry, right? Like even in a way, it's like flat. But that embraces like pop framing. The thing about Midnight's is that it's this pop record, but it's very indie like produced. Like you can tell it's produced in someone's bedroom. There's just something about the approach to it that screams like bedroom pop to me. But 1989 is not bedroom pop. It is stadium tour. And when I listen to it with my headphones, it feels like I'm listening to a live recording of the 1989 tracks. Like the track being separate from the vocal, which is how it would be like in a stadium, right? If you were singing to a track, or maybe you're just recording like different things at different levels. And so that to me is sort of the big thing with Midnight's at the moment. And like 1989, they're just not produced the same. It's been a year since you had a functioning stream setup. It has been, which is crazy. I think after grad school, I think I'll be ready to have my old setup again, like my dual camera, having a camera on jack. And I think I'm going to lean into like potentially streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So I can keep my streams on YouTube, but then also have people come over and do stuff like that. It's just one of those things where like I just miss streaming a lot, which I never thought I just didn't think I'd say that. I think the thing is it's just like the ADHD thing. It's just hard to like build habits and keep them up. And I was starting to get a lot of anxiety around streaming and like being consistent and like showing up. There was just something about showing up every day that was just making me really anxious. And I think it has to do with the fact that I'm doing a lot of like writing live. Like right now in a couple of minutes, I think we're going to talk for about 5 more minutes and then we'll do like a little sprint. But like, I was just getting a lot of anxiety around writing because I have to, if I'm on stream, I feel like I have to write because it's what I should be doing, but it also feels like horrible. Like on days that I don't want to write, it feels just absolutely miserable. And like, I'm going to be honest, most days I don't want to write at all. Like every day I write is agony. And I don't know, I know it doesn't get better. Like the only way out is through, right? And so with that in mind, I just feel like absolute ass. This is also because I've done so much freaking work tonight. This morning I'm going to take a break and order some ice cream. Hell yeah. That says capitalism. Nobody does capitalism like Miss Swift. Literally $1 billion and all she has is music. So like literally Miss Ma'am pushed it all the way out. Not the Joe hate. I've been loving the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift thing. I don't know where it's going. Honestly, I don't care. But I've just been loving like the outfits and just seeing them go about. And like, I'm just glad we're done with British rule. Like America. I'm like that Taylor Swift meme that's going around. Then I love a football boy, but and it's like American Eagle sound. Also, the fact that she re-recorded so she could own it. Yeah, I'm so into people owning their art. So there's nothing about that. Like, I'm not going to be listening to, good morning, Shay. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to this social stream where we're talking about T Swift at the moment. But soon we'll be jumping into a sprint. But the question right now that I'm asking everyone while I'm catching up is, how's the writing going? What are you working on? It could be just resting. Resting is something you could be working on. But anyway, yeah, I'm very excited that we're not under British rule anymore. It's nice that she's dating an American boy. Mostly I've just been having fun. I think, everyone's got their white girl that they like. And I think T Swift has become mine, Lisa, writing? Never heard of it. What? Same, Lisa, same. Lisa says, I'm not writing much at the moment, kind of focusing on getting a job again. I'm working on my physical therapy. That's great stuff. I've heard the job market is just horrid, which is, to me, sort of wonderful. I work in the arts, which is sort of the non-ideal situation to be in, because like the arts are sort of the first thing to go under like a situation where, you know, so I'm trying to keep my hopes up. But also physical therapy, so important. So glad that you're getting your body the movement it needs. Nat says it was fixed by Sir Van Rania. If he can't fix it, I don't know what happened. I totes agree, babes. Ma'am, you're an affiliate. You can't dual stream. Oh, is that what happened? Oh, that's why Nat's here. Nat reminds me of what I can and cannot do. I had no idea about that. Also, though, the thing that I used to Twitch stream, I was watching Kate stream, and because I was using the Twitch stuff, so I'm gonna have to use StreamYard. A couple of years ago, StreamYard did something pretty bad, so I stopped using them at all. So maybe I'll switch over to that now. I don't know, not StreamYard, sorry, Streamlabs. So I might be switching. It's one of those things where it's like you want to do the right thing, but also like, how are you supposed to? And I feel like they've actually resolved the issue, because it was like 5 years ago now. 4 years ago. I started streaming in 2021. So, whoa, 2021 feels like a lifetime ago. Like, who is she? 2021 me. If 2021 me could see what I'm doing right now, she'd be freaking out. So, there you go. Lisa says, what's ironic about it, but absolutely valid of you, is that no one in your community really expects you to like write or even show up all the time. Really? Oh, that's nice. I wish someone had said that. I feel like I'm disappointing people if I don't write on stream. Like I say I'm going to write, you know? So I say that I'm doing a writing stream. So if I'm doing something else, then I feel like I won't do it. But also I feel like, especially at the time, I just feel so stressed about writing. Writing is sort of like the core aspect of all the stress that I do. And because now I'm doing writing for school, and I'm generating so much material, like at the moment, just so much. There is something to be said about like the pressure that you put on yourself and how that like works against what you're actually trying to do. So right now, in a way, because I'm generating so much material for class that has nothing to do with Café con Leche, I have been coming up with so many solutions to my show, because I'm writing so much other stuff. And so like, obviously I can't talk about it too much. It's sort of the rules of conduct in terms of like how you treat the writer's room. But like, you know, I'm doing like a different adaptation every week, or I'm writing different types of songs every week. And so I'm learning a lot about function and form and architecture, how to put stuff together, and just breaking down musicals, et cetera, et cetera. And so because I'm having all these epiphanies, I'm actually then able to apply it to my own personal work, which has been thrilling. I realized that I've been overcomplicating a lot of things. And in that sense, it's been, in a way, like really wonderful to be able to try things without having to try it with my musical, because I feel like, especially the more you write, the harder it is to fix. It's like you need to shape, but you get married to what you're writing. And you need to be ruthless, like about cutting, and you need to be ruthless about letting what you think is a good idea go if it doesn't serve your story. And I've been embracing that ruthlessness inside of me this last couple months, where it's just been like, I love this idea. I love what I wrote. It's not working anymore, you know? And that ruthlessness only comes from generating a lot of material, which I hadn't done before. Like for the last 2 years, I've been working on one musical. And so all the material I'm generating is part of this history. And so it feels so wrong to cut stuff. Whereas like now, because I'm generating so much other material, I can go into Café con Leche and be like, okay, this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working. There's just like a freedom, because, hi, Miss Marin. Come on. This is my roommate's cat. It's Miss Marin. Don't eat that. This is, anyway, yeah, there's a freedom to cutting stuff. No. Lost your privileges. So yeah, that's what's been going on with me. Do you have something against British men? I'm tired of Taylor Swift dating British men. I'm just tired of it. Adopt a white girl. I have no idea. It's been that long. And I think it was actually dealt with. I wonder if it was a payment issue. I know I was really important at the time because I was an affiliate. So it affected me. Hi, Grape Fab. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Shit with the hubby says, I'm trying to finish this novella before NaNoWriMo, but it's not looking likely. This is a social stream. So, like, this is the wrong place, wrong vibe, but do stay. What's your novella about? Tell us. How shall this be done? Lisa says, I don't think we do both. We do TBH. Most of the time people are like, yeah, we miss you, but take care of yourself. We will deal. I'm glad to hear that. Not that we don't want to see you. We do, but I think your community has lower expectations of your presence than you do, but in a loving way. I'm glad. It's the Visha. Okay. Lisa says, oof, I have a hard time letting things go. It is rough. It is so rough. I have found that I want to save like every idea. It's not, and it was funny because my professor, right? So like the thing about going to NYU, not to belabor the point because it's like obviously a premier art school, right? Is that you take a minute to just read any of your like professor's bios and all of a sudden it's just like, oh shit, like you, not only are you like great at what you do and you've trained a lot, but you are also living my dream career currently. Like you're teaching at school and you're also like, you know, one of my professors is having like an off-Broadway premiere right now, literally, of a new musical, one which I saw at the Globe when it was there. Well, I was there. So it's like, it's crazy to think about like how close the rings are. But like, you know, we were sitting in class and last week we had something we call like the plot lecture. And it's just like, how do you build structure and like, how do you notice the architecture of a story and how are you able to, most importantly, and this is really the most important aspect, how are you able to replicate it? And my professor said something that really resonated with me, and it's something that I've struggled with for a long time. And she's like, when you're writing, go that way. Ow. What are you doing? She's not even I would like to remind everyone that she is not my cat. Also, I can tell she's been scratching at my headboard right now because all of a sudden there's a tear and I know it wasn't from me. Ugh, cats. Anyway, so, you know, and she said, writers always feel like we can't cut anything because you feel like it'll never come again. You feel like you've written something down and you'll never be able to write anything down again. That's how it feels. And I was like, yeah, no, that's exactly correct. Like the thought of being able to write again is so scary. I wrote my first song for Café con Leche. Like there's a new song for the show now, which is insane. I wrote my first song in 7 months for class because that's like the fear around writing right now for the show. Like I haven't been able to write anything new. And, you know, and now I know, like I wrote it as a duet or as a solo. And then I was like, oh, this is definitely song 2. And in my head, I'm like, oh no, this is definitely like the opening number of the show. And it's called California Cappuccino Donut Coffee. And it feels, in retrospect, I'm like, oh, now that I have this piece of music, I can like shape it to be what I need it to be and I can build it out, blah, 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 blah. And so it's so much easier to like make things function once you have them down, but writing something down feels like absolute, like, I don't know what I'm doing every time I'm writing. Oh, yay. She says, I've missed you, so I'm here. I missed you too, Shay. It's so nice to see you. I love seeing everyone on the internet. Nat says, Maddie Healy, Tom Hilson, Calvin Harris, Harry Styles. Yeah, it's a lot. Joe is also British. Joe Alwyn. Yeah, Matty Healy. Ugh, he's a curse. Shay says it's called Blankets and Burglary. Ooh. It follows Sharice Thomas, a 20-year-old who was started an equestrian camp. Ooh, for low-income black girls. At the start of the book, she's raffling a weekend staycation at a luxury hotel honeymoon suite to offset the cost of the girls going to camp, and it's stolen along with someone burglarized the local senior center where she meets with her crochet circle. Damn. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. I need to read this. Mon ami. So the book is her getting her money back and solving the crime, or else her mother is making her cancel the camp and she's not about to let those girls down. It's an intergenerational cozy mystery. Sounds good as hell. I especially love a crochet circle. You know what I'm saying? That there's just something about the crochet circle that is just speaking to me. Lisa says, oh my God, I'm having this problem right now. I write something good and I'm like, I've lost it. It won't come back. I have no more good ideas. Literally, it feels suffocating to think about never coming up with a new idea. Which is why generating so much material has proven to be like, oh, I can in fact write a new lyric. Crazy. Okay, so for this next sprint, I'm going to take some of the stuff that I have written in my iPad and put it into my Bible of Café con Leche, and then probably get some work stuff. So we're gonna do a sprint, mostly because my sandwich is still warm. I'm gonna eat my sandwich. And all y'all should let me know what you're going to do. So I'm going to try and do that and then potentially write some words. Also, AuthorTube, everyone should be so, what was I going to say? Everyone should be like, whoa, Maiga did it. Maiga did indeed do it. I bought Scrivener. Everyone say, woo, I bought Scrivener. It has become literally my favorite thing to do every day in terms of writing. Like, it's insane. I love it. I think my favorite part about Scrivener is, and this is like such a dumb thing to say, but I swear it's literally the most important thing. My favorite thing is that I get to like organize the files in one place. So like if you do Final Draft, which is what I use for like theater stuff, like you have one master file and it's not really broken down by scene in a way that Scrivener is, where you can literally have a different like section for each scene and then you compile it all together. That's not how Final Draft works. The Final Draft is like a full document, and you are sort of building it into there. So Final Draft really does feel very final in a way that maybe like Scrivener doesn't, for me at the very least. And that has really helped because like sometimes I'm drafting on like my notes app, right? And like 2 seconds, everyone, I have to try and get a little Pomodoro going for us. Oh, perfect. All right. So having Final Drafts, everything feels very final. And so when you're editing, right, like you might not be able to, you want to like maybe edit one scene at a time and you're just not able to. And so during the summer, I started drafting on my notes app, which was like a similar vibe where I was just like fast drafting, not really caring about form or structure or formatting rather. But then I needed like a middle step between like drafting on my notes app and then getting to Final Draft where I'm going to be printing and everything's going to look really nice. And so I was like, oh, maybe I'll try Scrivener. And it's honestly my favorite thing. I love it. Also because like, even for class, I'm again generating so much material every week. And like, we have like 1 week where we're writing and then a week and then we get notes and then we present like a rewrite. So we get a lot of experience also rewriting material. And what has been so thrilling has been to just like, okay, well, I'll just start a new thing on Scrivener, put a little space there, and boom, voila, there it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things where it's just so functional. It just makes perfect sense. Marin is looking at you suspiciously. She is the neediest cat I have ever met. She's also the only cat I've ever lived with. Shay says, yeah, she was homeschooled, and her parents were in a homeschool coop. Ooh. So I get to put some good rep and life experience to it. It's fun, and I love it. But writing has been hard this year. I totally understand. I feel like, I mean, there's just so much going on in the world, which I'll try not to talk about, obviously, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, oh, I still have to wake up in the morning and I have to be creative. And what's the point of that, you know? Aggressive clapping. Yeah. Yeah. Marin said, Nat says, Marin is giving the stink eye back there. Yeah, she, again, the grumpiest cat. So entitled to my time. Not my cat. Micah, do you have Final Draft? I do. I swear by it. I think if you're going to be doing any form of like, even like screenwriting, like any form of writing for a performer, so like theater, screen, like podcast, anything where you need people to like read lines and stuff, Final Draft is the final boss. Finish her, Shay. Writing has been hard this year and also for a few years. 100%. Just so difficult. Let me present share screen. Oh, oui. Oh, oh no. No, 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 no. There we go. All right. Let us get started so that I can eat my sandwich and get cutting. Get cutting. Yeah. Let's get started in 7, 5, 4. Let me know where you're working on. 1. Woo! Sprint, sprint, sprint. All right, friends, how did we do? Give everyone a second. Finish chewing my sandwich. Stig should be here soon, which is going to be very exciting. Now I got to find out when the stream ends. We're probably going to be continuing our what is it called? Our 1989 conversation now that Stig and I are here. So do stay. But here we go. Dad said I should be working on sleeping at this point. 100%. Lisa says, I'm going to finish a mandatory video I have to watch. Did you finish, bestie? I personally, just to give everyone some time, the question is, what are you working on during this sprint? Say hello. Oh my God. Hi, Jay-Z Sketch. Whoa, I haven't seen you in forever. Hi. I was going to take the notes that I wrote on my Good Notes app, which are here, and stick them into my notebook. Turns out the paper printed out too big, so I had to write them by hand, which was not the most efficient way to do stuff, but it's done. Shay wrote 357 words. Woo, 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 woo. JC, hi. Oh my God. Hi, JC. Hope you're feeling a bit better. I've been watching your videos, as you know. Oh my God. Welcome to the stage.
Hello, Maiga.
Hello, it's Stig, everyone.
The way I rushed home from work in a frenzy.
God, I'm honored. JC just dropped by to say hi. We just finished the first sprint, so we got some time. Do you know when we're supposed to end this thing?
Oh, good question. Let's see.
I'm trying to figure out.
Social stream. There doesn't look like there's any social stream number 8.
I think there is an 8.
Oh, yeah, Mimi.
3. I don't know how long we're supposed to. Anyway.
3 p.m. EST. I don't know. Does that tell you anyone?
That's a long time.
In 4 hours.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Hello, Nikki. Love the mushers. Buongiorno, buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Oh, I love Italian. God, I wish I was Italian.
So yesterday I was doing a haunted house on campus, and I was playing a fortune teller, right? And so I did my most horrible French accent. But every time I walk in through a door, like in the office, I always say like hello in a horrible accent of a new language. So I'll walk in and I'll be like, bonjour, next day, buongiorno, guten tag. But then yesterday I was like, oh, mon ami, let me tell you your fortune, like that. It was very bad.
I've also been told I give a rancid French accent. So
Malin isn't here, but I'm sure she'll be like, I expected so much from you. I expected so much better from you.
Girl gone gave us nothing.
Go piss instead of. Oh my gosh. I just want to say, for those of you who are in the know, that Stig and I actually streamed on this day last year exactly.
I saw that. I was like, did we do this last year? But we did.
I know. And last year we were talking about midnights. And
now,
year,
lo and behold,
we have a new record to talk about.
1989, one of my faves. Where do you rank it in the Taylorverse?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk.
Because I know that whenever a new album drops, you make it your personality. So are you a 1989 girly yet? Has it manifested?
God. Okay, so my top 3 of all time is Evermore, no particular order, Evermore 1989 Midnights. So this shit was my personality in 2014. And so now I'm like,
what a throwback.
Yeah. The vault is like my entire personality right now. I'm like, if you called me a slut, I'm like singing the word slut.
Yeah, it's a bopperoony.
Literally lots of bops. So
I will say though, like compared to compared to like some of the other, I want to call it a breakup album, but that gives me the ick. But compared to the other albums about other relationships, she
Yeah.
went so mild on Harry Styles the first time around. When you
I
hear the Vault tracks, she had
yeah.
emotions and she held back.
She was like, I'm not gonna destroy this man's career because maybe we'll get back together. And like I feel like now that for sure they're not getting back together, and she's like, here's the tea. Turns out this man is the fucking worst. And I was dating that
300
man.
mediocre dates, or whatever that line is.
Brother. I literally, when she's like, I would jump off a building for Harry Styles, I'm like, please, please, Taylor, you were 25. Relax.
Yeah.
Your frontal cortex was developed.
Unlike his, but I don't know. It's a bop. I like it. 1989 is one of my faves. So
Woo, woo, woo. What's your top three, one of me?
top three, Lover just does something to me. I know it's so basic, but oh my god, that is a serve. 1989, and
Agree. Slay.
it jumps between Midnight and Speak Now. I thought Speak Now. I never listened to it when it aired, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But the re-release, I was just, oh, that was so good.
Yeah, I think so. Part of me is like, do I so I don't know anything pre 1989 from Taylor Swift at all. Like maybe the singles, like I heard the singles maybe on radio. And sometimes I'll hear stuff on like TikTok, you know, like the Enchanted meme. Enchanted to meet you. Or the Vault song that I can see you.
Oh my god, that's so good.
That song is so sexy.
So
But
hot.
part of me is like, do I want to get started? Do I want to deepen this rabbit hole? Like, you know, to me, like there's like a hard line right now, and I'm like, you know, this is good. Like, I don't know, maybe I will. I feel like debut is gonna slap. She's gonna be like, and here's my petty 16-year-old songs that I never released.
I mean, our song is iconic.
Our song is a something door, something
Something
coming
door?
out your
Yeah.
window.
But I do agree that I don't think debut is gonna hit as hard as some of the others.
Yeah,
I mean, which does also make sense because it's a debut, so you know.
exactly. Yeah, I just hold on. I'm going to read these comments real quick, and then
Okay.
I have a question. Percolate in your mind. How do you feel about the Harry Styles like debut album now, knowing what you know about the Vault tracks? Have you heard that album?
I've heard. What's it called? Oh my god. Yeah, I know. It's just called Harry Styles? Question mark.
Yeah, just the first one where he's
Sign
like,
of the Times, whatever.
yeah, that's the song from there.
I don't know. I'm indifferent to it. I'm a fine line girly.
To spill then some juicy gossip about how this album speak to each other. All right. We have Selfmade Geek says, I've been doing good, back holding up, so I've been able to get lots of creative stuff done. Woohoo! However, if he's having some connection issues, boo to connection issues. But yay to be being able to get stuff done.
Did you say yay to be gay?
Lisa says, also, all the streams have been 2 hours. The fundraiser stream is at 11. Great. So we have 45 minutes. Thank you. I'm like, I know there's a stream by Kate sometime in there. So we will send you all to the fundraiser stream that's on Kate's channel. JC says, Maiga, thank you by the comment on your post the other day. That meant a lot. Yeah, my pleasure. If you're not subscribed to JC, please do that. Go watch their journey. And if you can and are able to, I highly recommend you donate. They're currently in recovery from surgery, so they could use any little help they can get. I'll be doing that, hopefully. Once I get paid in 2 days. Okay. So there's this Harry Styles released this debut album, I think in 2015. Oh my God. Am I that old? I literally have that album memorized. Like,
I could only name you Sign at the Time. No other song at gunpoint.
You know what the thing about that is, though, is that I didn't even like Harry Styles. I didn't even like One Direction. Like,
I was a One Direction girly, so best you believe I was into it.
Oh my God, no!
I went to see them live.
Oh
and
my
I've seen them live post Zayn, so I feel like I've seen Spice Girls post Victoria, so like it's not the heyday, but
But you know what?
yeah.
It's there was just like a vibe. I wasn't even in the fandom, and I don't even remember where I was, but I do remember like the recollection online of like Zayn's gone. He's really like it was like they hit the towers.
It was given that.
He was giving 9/11. But I was so into classic rock at the time, and then Harry Styles is like, I hear that song on the radio, and I'm like, you and me, you and me need to get to know each other. Stop your crying. It's the sign of the times. Okay, so the first song on this album is called "Meet Me in the Hallway." Oh, yeah. Or
Meet
maybe
me at
it's called
midnight.
Meet Me in Midnight. But the closing album is From the Dining Table, and I'm going to read you some lyrics.
Please do. I want to do this
Because
deep dive.
yes, because now that we got the Taylor Swift tea, we are able to they like speak to each other, which is insane. Like
I love
obviously
that.
they're talking about the same event, which is crazy. Where is it go? Woke up the girl who looked just like you. I almost said your name.
Okay.
And I'm like, ooh, okay, Harry Styles. So you were dating, and Taylor Swift is like, you're dating my clone. And I'm like,
What a compliment to the girl he woke up with, though. Getting to sleep with
right?
Harry Styles and looking like Taylor Swift.
And
Some
she's
people
like, I
get it all.
almost said your name. Can you imagine waking up and be like, I mean, Deborah or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure her name was Deborah.
you know? And then there's this other one called, I think, Two Ghosts, which I always thought was about Taylor Swift, but now it's been confirmed. Same lips red, same eyes blue, same white shirt, couple more tattoos, but it's not you and it's not me.
Wow.
She was really holding back. She was like, what if I protect this man's career for real?
She was like, I'll sing this silly little song about being out of style.
Yeah. She's like, let me make a pun. Let me make a pun on your name instead of like, ugh.
But that's what I
Man.
love about the Vault tracks, particularly. Like, especially with Speak Now, like, they paint such a more nuanced picture about, like, the relationships. And I can see why they didn't fit on the OG albums, because, it doesn't really fit the rest of the vibes and, like, the image she was trying to portray at the time. But
Yeah.
it's just, but I don't know how many of them are actually from that time and how many she's written later.
I
I don't
wonder
know.
that too. Like, because also, like, how many did she write at the time and now she's bringing into the studio and like she's finishing? Like, she's like revising, finishing, doing all that stuff too. Like, there's just a way that she's approaching her lyric writing, which is so different, especially because, like, this vault really does sound like a Midnight's Vault to me.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Truly. All right, let's read this. Lisa says, I got you, bestie. I've been here for so long. I know too much about how that works this weekend. Thank you, Lisa. We couldn't do this without you. After spending a year bedbound, it feels great to be able to do all my creative stuff again. Hell
Oh,
yeah,
that's so
baby.
nice.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Just as I didn't even know he existed in 2013. I feel that, babes. That was me. Like, I was like, who are these One Direction guys? To be fair, you're younger than me, Stig, because I was like in 2013. I was
I
very.
think that's factually not true. When are
Is
you
it
born?
not? I'm 29 right now.
I'm 35, bitch.
Your skin.
I know.
You need
It's
to
called
drop. You
blurry
need to
cam.
drop the
I
skin
think I have
there.
the beauty filter on. Let me just check. Touch up my appearance. There you go. I didn't have it on. It was unchecked. But there you
Oh, it
go.
looks exactly the same. Your skin is
Thank
just
you.
that fucking gorgeous.
But yeah, I'm 6 year older than you, Maiga. So
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I'm delighted by that because I feel like I'm so old. Like, I'm like, oh, you're into Harry Styles now? And I'm like, listen, bitch. Listen.
It
I made a
doesn't.
conscious decision to get into this man.
It doesn't know any age.
Exactly. Ah, slay. Slay. And he says, okay, good news, bestie. Just found out I don't owe any money to the old college. No more extra debt. Woo! We love the end of student loans, baby.
Yeah, that's hot.
That's hot. Paris Hilton's coming out. Self-Made Geek says, I'm gonna go try and work on pre-nano stuff. Hopefully I'll be able to fly my pigeon butt into streets more often. Bye! We are definitely like a social stream. We're going to be chatty and rarely working. Slay. That's why we
Slay.
told y'all to come prepared with some. Oh my God, I need to hear your thoughts on New Romantics. Lisa, Nikki says, Lisa, that's amazing. Hell yeah, it's so good. Lisa says, I mean, I have other debts, but I thought I owed like $1,000. Brother, living. Okay, I'll say this about living in New York as I'm streaming live from. Bitch.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Oh my God. You literally step out and you're like, oh, what if like I get a little drink just because you're literally walking everywhere. So you're like, oh, well, I'll just get a little treat. Like, I used to drive everywhere and that kind of stops you from just like getting a little treat as you're like walking by, but you're walking everywhere. You're like, maybe I do want boba. So you stop at the boba shop and then you look
I'm worth it.
Right. And so every time I go and I'm like, oh, I just spent $3. Oh, I spent $25. Like, it's just hard to stop yourself from being like, oh, that's a cute little stationery store. That's literally been the hardest part for me. I live right, like Tish is like, which is my university. I go like, lives right next to like one of the oldest bookstores in New York, like down the block. And I'm like, are you
what a slippery slope.
I know. It's like, oh, so you're trying to destroy me. Got it. You're already taking all my money. And now you want to take more of my money. Got it. Shay says, I really wish Third Story's cover of Style still existed. I cried when they took it off YouTube. Never would have heard the song if not from them. Third Story, I've never even heard of them. I would tell you to link it, but it's gone. Dude, talking about Style, I hate, capital H, hate the new version.
Of Style?
I mean, it's fine and functional, but it, in my opinion, and this could be like a bias, right? Like I have that 2014 version like probably ingrained in my brain. It just does not hit the same.
I'm never married to Style, so I don't know. The one I did notice was it Out of the Woods? Or was it Welcome to New York?
Oh my God, that synth on Welcome to New York is unforgivable.
But one of those bridges, and there's a particular way she says the word in the OG, and it's so different in the new version. So it's like, I feel like I'm listening to, when you're in a cafe and they're playing like,
yes, they play like a cover,
non-dominational versions of like rock songs, and it's just like the blandest stuff ever. That's kind of what it was giving.
I was
just
like,
talking
about this.
Where's the spice? Where's the flavor?
Exactly. I feel like, okay, so there was
what happened to Hello? How are you?
Slay. There were some songs that I thought were better, like I Know Places, which is a song I already liked, like genuinely loved. I thought like she like really killed it in the re-recording, but like like Welcome to New York or Style, and it's just like it felt like she was singing live, like there was like a track and then she was singing at the Eras tour. It just didn't
did.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like this slick pop record. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a Max Martin like shellback truther, but like they know how to do pop music.
I will say though, Wildest Dream, that is so much better than the OG.
I do agree. I still,
but maybe because I've listened to it since it came out like a year ago or something.
But... yeah. I still have beef with the music video because I feel like the Style music video where they're doing all the like, like with the little glass or mirror or whatever, that should have been the Wildest Dreams music video. Instead, we got some like Taylor Swift cosplaying as like
a sexy movie star.
Yeah, a sexy movie star in Africa. It just felt weird. I'm like,
I mean, I liked it. I think the guy is hot, and that's all I ask for.
To be fair, I did follow Clint Eastwood's son out of that music video. Like
Me too, bestie. So like,
I know, like, I have no idea what he's done with his career, but for me, he is that man who cheated on her again.
Yeah.
Nikki says one less is great. Absolutely about the debt. Lots of Nat and I have been DMing about Taylor Swift this whole time. Okay, Miss Devasia says, and Harry was probably like, fair enough. That's what they talked about at the Grammy. She was like, hey, when I re-release 1989, I'm going to drag you. It's nothing personal.
It's just art.
It's like, I'm sorry, just the vibe. Like, no one is safe from the power of the re-recording. As a John Mayer fan, the Speak Now era. I mean, I didn't live it the first time, so to be fair, and I wasn't a fan of John Mayer, but I was a fan of John Mayer like later. And then once I learned the whole Speak Now era debacle, my God, I'm like, please. And so she did that fucking press release where she's like, please don't like bully anyone with this album with Speak Now, right? And so then John Mayer would do a post and it'd be like, Mother said not to say anything to you, but Mother isn't here right now.
Yeah, it was the same with Taylor Lautner when he trying to capitalize on the whole.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which one is that? Last December or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Back to December.
Yeah. I am okay.
Single-handedly pulling America through this economy crisis is Taylor Swift.
Truly, Miss Ma'am is like, what if capitalism, to steal something from that. But the thing that really, okay, I'm gonna do my Taylor Lautner rant real quick. This man has been hanging on to the Taylor Swift train for too long. My man's got to let go, and do a franchise. You know what I'm saying? Do something else.
He's doing a franchise. It's the Taylor Swift universe.
I know. This man is like, I'm the only good ex, babes. You can't live off of that. Like, the Twilight residuals come back every Halloween. I get it, but I need you to do something else. I hate the thought of having to, like, this man will pop up on my TikTok with a podcast. I'm like, shut up.
Oh, I don't know about the podcast. I've just seen he's done some reels where he's dancing to Last December.
Oh my God, yeah. His wife is also named Taylor. So
I know.
Taylor Lautner.
But Taylor Lautner is crazy, and I kind of love it.
I know, but also
it's the clownery I'm looking for.
What is that? That's like, oh, so you're dating my clone. I'm like, Taylor Lautner really said, what if?
I married myself.
Stig is actually immortal. Facts. That's why,
I think it's just a grainy camera. You can't really tell. But she got pores and bags for days. Don't worry about it.
Babes, it's a lie until we see it. Right now, you're looking very vampiric. Yeah. Very vampiric. So did the hour change over where you're at right now? Because ours changed.
Yeah, this night it went to winter time. So it went back an hour. So the clock was 3, you turn it back to 2 o'clock. So I'm an hour shorter. Crazy. And I think you switch up next weekend in America.
Yeah, I was so sure that we would switch up this weekend, but no, I didn't. I will say one thing about Miss Swift is that I do think she also controls the weather, because New York has had a rainy Friday every Friday for the last 5 weeks. Literally, it's rained every Friday for the last 5 weeks. And now it's raining on Sunday. Miss Man was like, I'm releasing my New York album on Friday and it better not fucking rain. You hear me, New York? And New York's like, yeah, sure, for real. No probs.
Whatever you want, babes.
Oh, whatever you want. Lisa says, wasn't even a loan. Just that I still owed the New York college $1,000. Oof.
That says.
Ugh, have you not bought all the things at the bookstore at this point? I have.
I mean, for $1,000, you can get a book and like 2 pens.
You know that's right. And you know what the worst thing about college campuses is that they'll be like, we're an Apple store. Have you thought about like getting a computer with a student discount? And it's not even a fucking discount. They just raise the price to then take off the...
My favorite is when they make curriculum mandatory for particular classes, and then the professor in that class is the author of the book.
Right?
I'm just so, that don't sit right with me.
Exactly. Somebody's getting paid and it's not me. Ugh.
That's for sure.
Shay says, yeah, you can only watch reactions to it. Oh, the song. Yeah. It got so many views. She had to take it down. Same with the cover they did of Tough Low. Yeah, it's crazy. So like YouTube does cover the covers, but if they reach a certain amount of magnitude, you actually need to start paying the rights to a cover song. And that's what's really, because like, so usually they'll take all the residuals, right? Like if you put a cover on YouTube, they'll put an ad, even if you don't have like ads, because the money that you make, whatever, goes back to the artist because you don't own it. But at some point, things get so big that you actually are forced to buy the right to sing it, and sometimes they don't even give it to you, and so you have to take it down. And that is the problem with blowing up on YouTube with a cover.
Oh wow, never knew.
Why that happened. And that says you can't hate the new version of Style more than I hate the new version of Style.
I challenge you on that, Nat. I'm pretty sure I could hate it more if you just give me some time.
If you just skip me sometimes. I
Yeah.
was just thinking about our Midnights discussion last year when we were like, so what songs have you skipped on there? Like which ones have you skipped on Midnights? And we were like looking, and I went back because I now I'm like obsessed with like the like Labyrinth and whatever, like just like the backtracks, right? So I
Ah.
went back to my original layout of Midnights that I had when I talked to you last year, and all the songs that I had skipped, I'm like, oh, I love those songs now. I have no taste left here.
But I mean, that's the point of an initial ranking. You know, it's initial.
Oh my god. Have you listened to the entirety of The Vault?
I have not. I just listened to Slut because I felt compelled.
You call me a slut. Never mind. You need to listen to the whole of it, and then we need to rank it next year when we stream on this day again.
Again,
What was I going to say? Okay, tell me your new romantics thoughts. I need to hear them.
when I say that, I'm not even sure Taylor sang that song. I think it might be just AI produced. It was just, I don't know. It was so different, and I know it's like the same song, but it's not the same song. And
I agree. It was
it was,
unbearable.
it sounded like someone trying to sound like Taylor Swift. I don't know. It
I
makes no sense, but
slay. Slay.
yeah, I was never a huge fan of New Romantics to begin with. I like it, but I don't have like a very deep-seated relationship to it. But I could tell that this song is either sung by a robot or
Yes,
an impersonator.
100%. I literally yesterday was on the subway. I was I'm like, if you follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, follow Stig on Insta, follow us at Maiga Vidal. Stig, drop your Addy on Insta.
At Stig Dear Doll, just my name.
There you go, both of our names. And I'm literally like ranking him on the subway as I'm listening, right? Because that's like subway time has become like the time for me to do anything like homework. I'm doing it on the subway, writing an essay on the subway, listening to Taylor Swift on the subway. So I'm like listening to it. New Romantics comes on, and I literally take off my headphones, and I'm like, this is bad. I didn't even get through the whole thing on my headphones.
Oh,
It was
okay.
it was so bad. I was like, maybe it's just like my headphones. So then I put like a vault track, and I was like, oh no, that's not happening here. It's just like the mixing of it is bad, the singing is bad, everything about New Romantics is bad. I'm like, okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to like re-download fucking iTunes and listen to
Oof.
the version of the album I bought in 2014 because I'm not about to stream the fucking stolen version. That's just not morally right.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great.
I agree. Grape Fry says, I felt that way about You're in Love. The re recording is missing something. I actually love the new version better than the original of You Are in Love. But they add the re record made Wonderland tolerable, but I also really hate the way she says Wonderland. Again, Wonderland was a song I hated in the previous version. I love it now. So I agree that it was like a tolerable re recording for that one. We're in Wonderland. You and I got lost in it. She does sound like a mess on that.
Yeah, I don't know why, because I felt like Speak Now was such a crisp re-recording, and then I don't know. I felt like there was something about 1989 that felt like Uncanny Valley.
It did. And the thing is like I know morally like why she didn't want to work with Max Martin and Shellback. Like she wanted producer credits. She wanted producer credits because she did produce on it and they didn't give her any credit and she wants to really own it. Like she really wants to own this version. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. On the flip side, please just make up. Just shut up. Like give him the produce, please. We could have had a like at this point, I'm just like, okay, so in 10 years, when Taylor Swift wins back her recordings, then I will be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even have to acknowledge that this version exists for a while.
I'm still in my Speak Now era, so I'm fine.
Speak now, red.
Have you seen that meme of the one where it's like, "Shut up,
Yeah. My favorite is when they like come up with when it's like the little bracelets and they come up with like different ways to say it. And so it's like the slut and it's like what is it? 19 slutify 19 slutty 19 slutation slut
Ah,
for red slutter for lover.
yeah, I like those. Those are fun.
They
People are
are.
so creative.
They are. Lisa says also New York is fucking expensive. Facts. Facts. But also if you are coming to New York and we've DM me. I'll go say hi. I live like 3 stops down from Times Square. I don't live there. I go to school there. I hate that when professors do that. They're just trying to steal your fucking money. Again, once for a core class, I had to read a book written by the university president. Like he doesn't make enough money, you know? Could be making more
Yeah.
money. Okay, Stig, what are you working on in terms of like just in general in your life, in a story?
I am currently working on my nano novel, which is going to
Are
be.
you like doing prep right now? Are you starting right on?
I'm doing Preptober. I'm starting on the first, on the dot. Well, not on the dot, actually. I'm starting in the morning. I'm getting up earlier. Because I just can't stay up to midnight because I'm old and grandpa needed sleep.
Midnight.
Yeah. So it's going to be like I describe it as a Wild West features Taken.
Ooh, okay.
So there's like, I made a thingamajig. Can I just show that to
Yes,
me?
yes, 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 yes.
Canva. Let's see. Let's see. Not stop cam, share screen. There you go. I don't know if you can see much. Can you see that?
Yes, I can. Add to stage. Ooh,
Yeah.
Wild West and Taken. I love Wild West. Queer lead, love that. Found fam. Ooh, culty, cunty, tumbleweed vibes.
Yeah.
It's giving yeehaw. Second chance romance. Oh, what a trope.
Monster Hunting Cowboys.
Monster hunting. I love it. Black smoke rising. Hope only gets a man so far.
So that's the vibes.
Slay. Damn, that's
Thank you.
good. That's good.
I'm really happy with this graphic. Now I just need a book.
Well, honestly, the graphic and like knowing exactly what your story is half the battle. I've been not to talk about Save the Cat for the 50th time, but I'm reading Save the Cat writes the screenplay.
Because you're writing Café con Leche.
Yes, my 50th fucking rewrite of this shit. No, it's I wrote a draft during the summer. So there's a draft back there that is like 160 pages. It's bad. It's not great. But now we're in the molding stage where I get to like sort of shape it and re-outline it again. But in Save the Cat, they're like start with your log line. Start with like the selling point, like character blank, want blank, and this happens. And so like your graphic does all of that. It's like, okay, they're gonna fall in love. They're gonna hunt monsters. That's literally all I need. Like that's your plot.
That's my plot. I've also written a blurb, so that's done. So
You
I
should
have
read
a
it to us
blurb.
right now. Share it.
Oh
Oh my
God.
god. I'll read
The
my
blurb is.
blurb.
Yeah,
You
I've
want me
seen
to it?
parts of your play
Yes, you
on
have.
the YouTube.
If you want to see a bit of my show, you can indeed actually watch it. There's a 15-minute excerpt of my musical with professional actors and shit
And
in New York.
singers. It was so cute.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. There's you wrote like the cutest comment. But yeah, go watch it. I guess I can link it while we're waiting for you.
Guess you
Figure
can.
we're not even gonna do another stream. We could just probably talk. Cause like, what are we gonna do? Like a 10-minute sprint? That's like so dumb. Now it sticks here. We can just like have fun. Oh god, I have to like really get it there. Yeah, here I'll put the link. Here's the link. You can see Café con Leche. It's 3 songs. If you've been like a long time like follower of mine, you actually
Stan.
probably know some of these. You actually probably know some of these songs. So there you go. Oh my God. Okay, okay. Here we go.
This is the blurb.
Read it for us. Read it for us.
In the unforgiving frontier of 1881 America, a rolling mist shrouds the Wyoming territory in perpetual darkness, and danger lurks at every turn. Monstrous creatures prowl within, held at bay only by the vigilance of the U.S. Army and its network of forts.
Ooh.
At the edge of this abyss stands Fort Silver, a bastion of hope in northern Colorado. Here, Cassidy Chase, renowned as the quickest gunslinger north of Santa Fe, finds himself drawn into a desperate quest. When his nephew goes missing within the foreboding mist, Cassidy and his steadfast sister embark on an unrelenting pursuit.
Oh no.
Bound by blood and a shared determination, the Chase siblings venture where few dare tread. As they penetrate the shrouded land, they unearth buried secrets and confront a malevolent force that hungers for power. Will the siblings' unbreakable bond prove stronger than the shadows that threaten to consume them, or will the dark mist claim their souls forever?
Ooh. I love it. One thing I would have, like, if I was just like, I'd love a sprinkle of the name of the man that they're going to fall in love with and become a throuple with. I know they're not a throuple.
They're not a throuple. It's just a second chance romance. But yeah,
So
the man is called Benjamin. So
Benjamin Bach. Oh my God.
Benjamin
So
Quinn.
Benjamin. You're so good at names. I'm like me when I think of a name. I'm like, how do I Google vibe?
I mean, that's what I do. Like,
Benjamin.
male name, 1850, Colorado.
Oh, I love that. But also I love Wyoming. There's like Wyoming. I have a soft spot for it. Oh my God, do you want to know a John Mayer fun fact?
Oh, please.
He lives in Wyoming.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's a ranch there. With this little studio. They're siblings. That would be weird. He's not going that American. Okay.
Yeah. It's not Alabama, it's Wyoming.
It's yeah. Slay.
So yeah,
Jake
that's what I'm working on.
Oh, I love it. She says, when your covers get too big, they make you take them down. It was getting more views in the lyric video at one point. Yeah, they're just jealous. Nat says, wait, Micah, you never told me what you thought of the toad seagull scream and Is It Over Now? I don't mind it if I don't think about it. If I think about it, it is kind of cringe. But if I don't, I'm screaming along. You know what I'm saying? Devesha, I told you the chorus of New Romantics feels like getting beat up. It's so violent. I agree. It literally feels like a cacophony, like it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yes. Stig's slay. It's cute, babe.
Thank you.
Is there a screenplay version?
Yes, the Save the Cat novel books are based on the screenplay. Save the
Yes.
Cat version by Blake Snyder.
About your novel, babes. Will you be making a screenplay out of your novel?
I think she meant to Save the Cat book. When
Yes,
you say
I know,
it was a
but
screenplay.
I am asking you.
Oh, am I making a screenplay of my novel? I don't think so. I have no experience in making screenplays.
Oh my God, but Brokeback Mountain, but also like 1800s, but also aliens. Oh, please. Great Fry says, lol Stig, I like that last version has found family and then lost family. Thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. Instead of it's giving yeehaw, it had lost family, but it's not really a lost family, it's kidnapped family, so it didn't fit the vibe, but
Kidnapped family vibes.
I might
Who
just
wrote
put
the
back
book?
on Blake Snyder.
Yes, Blake Snyder. He is a great writer, but I also have the Save Cat writes a novel, and
That's Jessica Brody.
Yeah, and that one's based off this. This is the OG version. It's been around before like memes. Like this thing's old as balls. Like I'm reading this and I'm like, he's like, and you do this, and I'm like, sir, have you heard of a TikTok? You know, like times have changed, but the structure is the same. Like film structure is the same. People, and I mean, I'm sure you guys who write novels are the same, where it's just like people expect a certain amount of things to happen at a certain amount of time, depending on the length of your book. And that's sort of the same with any form. There's just like rules.
Yeah, I'm using Save the Cat for planning this novel.
Oh, are you okay? Let's talk about process. We got like 18 minutes left. How are you tackling? Is this like your first draft, your second draft?
It's the first draft. I've been working on this fantasy novel for a year and a half, and I literally just asked the universe, hey, should I work on something else for Nano? And the universe was like, yeah, I'll give you the magician. So it said to take chances and work on something, a new idea that you have. I was like, perfect,
Mm.
perfect, perfect. So I put the one on the back burner, and I literally just had three characters and an ID for this project. So I've been working on that for a couple of weeks now, and I'm going to start writing it. And I hope to finish drafting it
And
by, if
then,
not November, then at least December.
that's great. And how big do you think it's going to be? Like more than 50,000, I'm assuming.
Yeah, maybe 70, 80, somewhere in between there.
Oh, okay. I feel like it's gonna be like a not a lengthy read, but like a bit of a chunky one. But it's still, I feel like it's gonna move pretty fast.
Yeah, I think genre convention wise, Western novels tend to have like, what is it, 50 to 80K. So I think in between there somewhere. Because my fantasy, I was like, yeah, 120K,
It's
uh,
so
which
much.
is so standard for fantasy.
Oh my god,
Uh,
really? That is so many fucking words.
it is a lot of words. So I feel like I'll just see where I can get in November and then
Mm.
wrap it up in December if I don't finish. But I hope
I
I can
I need
finish.
you to post on your Insta, babe, to keep me posted. Grape says, gonna go get ready for the stream I'm on. Bye, y'all. Adieu, adieu. That means y'all will be joining Devesha, Kate, and stuff for the fundraising stream, which will be right after this one. We are your appetizer. Um, oh, the blurb once more. Stig, you're just gonna have to plug your Insta and then post there as a story today.
I've been really hesitant to post like stuff on Instagram. I don't know why, but
That's why, you know why? That's why I post everything on my stories. Like I have exactly like 9 posts on my feed. I'm like, if you weren't there that day, sorry, you missed some of the more. Like you better be checking up on me every time.
yeah, it just feels so official if you put it on your like actual Insta
I
profile.
know. I'm like, who posted? I look back at like my old Insta, like my private Insta, right? And I'm like looking there, and I have 300 posts. I'm like, what was I doing posting so fucking much on my main feed? Obviously, there was no stories back then, but still, it feels like no. He said tumbleweed. I took that seriously.
So how's Cafe Con Leche going then?
Oh my gosh, it's a nightmare. No, it's going good.
I've been
I think,
following the pencil journey.
dude, yes. Look at how many little pencils I've got right now. If y'all don't know, I'm like tracking my pencils this year, because writing words is so not the thing to track when you're doing musicals. Like, I envy the word tracking so much. I'm like, a musical shouldn't be more than 5,000 words. Like, you know,
Oh shit!
yeah, so it's like, you have dialogue, like your lyrics got to be short, you know what I'm saying? So like words is just not but you're like constantly filing off. And so you guys are like words, words, and I'm like, I wish I had any sort of, you
So
just,
how do you track time spent or pencils in your
yeah,
case?
now
Or
I'm tracking pencils because I used to track like time spent, which just did not work because I'm thinking about it all the time. Like I haven't been writing too much because of grad school, but I'm thinking about and having epiphanies all the time about it. Um, and then I'm like, okay, well, maybe by songs written, but that just puts a lot of pressure on like putting stuff out, on like finishing stuff. And so this year I was like, what if I just like track pencils, and that'll give me like the chance to have like a very tactile thing. And so like here's like my little,
oh, look at them all
yeah, this is
gathered.
my little
So
thing of
cute.
pencils. And yeah, I think I have like 12 right now, maybe a dozen. And there's just something about like seeing the stack of them that makes you feel like you've accomplished something.
I
Because
like that you share it on your story because you love use a lot of pencil.
I
So
do. I
every
do.
now and then I see you like, thank you so much, number 11,
Yeah.
Toodaloo.
Thank you for your service. That's what I always say. I honestly, I love it. It's become sort of like something I look forward to making that little post. And I think it's also because like I'm not vlogging anymore. And so like to me, well, like so much of like my epiphanies and stuff, I end up like the thing is I'm such a fucking poster. Like I need to stop posting, but like I just love posting. So, I'm like vibing, and I'm like, I really miss like posting a video and being able to like watch it back and be like, oh, this is what I did this week, and that's the epiphany that I had. And so now I'm like going into my stories and I'm like, oh, this is that epiphany that I had about like blah
Are
blah.
you saving your stories like in on your profile on your
Yeah,
page?
there's like you can access like the archive on Instagram. And so that has been really, really helpful. There's like one thing that I wasn't vlogging at the time. This was like during like spring last year. And I had come up with the perfect pun for this translation in my show. And I was like, I didn't write it down anywhere, but I knew that I made an Instagram story about it. So it's me just like going through my Instagram stories till I found it. And I was like, Micah, you're so smart. Because that idea would have been
Genius.
lost to the wind, like forever lost. So I'm glad that that didn't end up happening. But yeah, I'm essentially squeezing in Café con Leche work as much as I can. But since y'all are here, you all can get a little like special treat. If you're in Pennsylvania in March of next year, you can see the first like act of my show. We're going to be doing a production of it with actors and
Where?
it's at the Abington Arts Center. I'm doing it. It's getting produced by a friend and their theater company, Theater on the Verge. I'm gonna probably get Katie to come and be like, "Bitch, I know you live in Pennsylvania."
She lives in Pennsylvania, yeah. So
I'm like, "Bitch, you better get here." But yeah, so I'm like, it's gonna have the first act. So if you go online, you can see like a 15-minute excerpt of my show right now. It's linked in the comments. But if you want to see the full first half of it, you can see it. It's very funny because I was talking to Kate Kavanaugh about this like 2 years ago. I did her podcast, like I did the jingle for her podcast, and then we also talked about like theater and like writing for theater and like what it means to write for theater. And it's just like, yeah, a piece of theater isn't like done until it's performed, and like now I have to like finish. Does that make sense? Like,
pressure.
I know it's been sort of insane because like this weekend I have like a 15-minute excerpt of my script due, which I already have. So I'm going to send over to the director, but they're like, it's like actors are going to learn this and they're going to like
That
make
must be so fun though, as like a creator.
yes, I think it's like both the best experience to sit back and see people like the
Embody your
words you
work.
wrote to life, like breathing life into it's the most bizarre, wonderful thing, but also like horrifying because all of a sudden every mistake or every inkling that you thought you had a mistake was like the thing. Now it's apparent and it's on stage now, so you can't fix it. So you got to wait till the next draft to fix it. And it's just like, oh no, no,
Did
please.
you watch the 15 minutes up on YouTube? Did you watch them and then like
Yes.
figured out something like, oh, this doesn't work?
Yes, so like if you watch the show, like the last song, it's like this song about them like talking about the mummy and stuff. And they're
That
like,
was so
yeah,
funny because I don't know why, but I remember you asking someone like, I need a film from some so and so and
yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah.
And I
It's
was like, people definitely said the mummy, and now it's there. That's so fun.
and that's honestly been the greatest thing about streaming, where I'll be like writing something and I'm like, I need a name, I need a blah blah blah, and people will drop it and they'll make it into my script because like that's just how it feels to write on the internet. And but yeah, so I was like, I love the mummy. Somebody dropped the mummy, and I was like, great. Like I have a lot of experience. Like obviously I've seen it a million times. But like that song, for example, it's too early on. Like they're getting like very real and deep and personal, like, but they just met. Like you wouldn't talk about that with someone you just met. So I'm thinking as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, this has got to be like way down. Like it's got to be further down. Like there's no way. Like they're gay, obviously, and they're U-Haul lesbians, so obviously they're going to be into that. But even with that in mind, like they're just moving too fast. Even with all of that, right? They're moving too fast. And so it's like, oh, and then like, baby, you're gay. I'm like, you're in the wrong place too, bitch. Like you're an Act Two song. Like you're gonna be the song where Alejandra's like, oh, I don't know how to feel. And she's like, you're just gay. Just get over it. You're gay. Go get the girl. Like it's just like that funny moment that you need when like like that's the song that's gonna come after like all is lost. Like that's the beat. Like in
All the way back there.
yeah. So like that song's gotta be all, but I didn't know that at the time. At the time, I was so sure that this was like scene 5, 6, and 7. So like this is literally like an excerpt of the show, right? Like in order. And so it's so funny to watch it back and be like, yeah, this is not functioning at all. Like,
But how does that come to be in terms of like just having actors perform like 5, 6, and 7, for example? Like, does it It's like a workshop situation,
Yeah,
or
like this is all workshop stuff. Like, I mean, these actors are pros. Like, not to brag about New York, but like,
she got
like,
actors.
like they got actors, and they got like, like the caliber of acting is just so high because like there's just Broadway here. Like that's the industry. So like these actors, we had like 5 hours of rehearsal. And they were like off
Ah,
book. They'd learned the lines, they learned the songs. Like that's it. Like they had some demos, my script, and a dream. And they like
it
they
really
like
work.
killed it. I know. And I'm sitting there, right? And I'm like, they didn't say that line right. They didn't say that line right. And then like my actor brain went on, and I'm like, they got 5 hours with this material. And your dumbass was like, what if I write a play? Like, what if I give them the most words they've ever had to say? Because if you see the other shows that were there, like they were definitely like how, like I say, like, a small tight script. And I'm like, what if I write a play? What if I just give them lots of lines? These poor girls, these poor and envies, of course. Like all my characters were girls, but like my cast was like fully like non-binary and women. So I was like, hell yeah, representation.
It was really cute. I liked it.
Thank
The
you.
songs were catchy.
Oh, that's my number one, baby. Oh, I want you to come out of that theater singing my shit. Like, I'm not like theater is like either like, I don't know. Somebody gave me the best compliment ever, and they were like, "You're like, what if David Mamet and Sarah Bareilles like wrote a musical together?" And I was like,
Oh wow.
like,
Okay.
less, please, please. I mean, say more, say more. Tell me more, tell me more. I'm like
How do
that
you top
compliment,
that?
right? That compliment kept me writing for like the next 6 months. I was like in the pits, and I was like, somebody called me like Sarah Bareilles. I can.
I can do this. Oh, she's really good though. I mean, yeah, you're good too, but
I know
I've recently
one day I will reach waitress material.
recently been watching Only Murders in the Building, and there's stuff she
I
wrote for season 3.
know.
Oh,
I know, like all these TikTok songs. When he sees me, I'm like,
oh,
you know
so
that.
cute.
Yeah, she wrote that for the fucking show. I'm like, stop,
Yeah.
please. So freaking good. Nikki says, not me getting nervous writing a fantasy when my highest work in progress ever is 45K word
Word
count.
count, I think that is.
Yeah, word count.
Yeah.
Let's triple
You're
that,
gonna nail it,
please.
Kitty. You're
You
gonna
got
nail it,
that.
Nikki. Oh, Nikki, so fine.
Bitch, what? I knew it. Yes, come see. We spoke of the devil.
And she doth appears.
Hello, bestie. So, I was just doing a little spoiler that Cafe con Leche will be having its first act premiere in Pennsylvania, bitch. Have you thought about maybe driving down to finally meet in person? I will say,
Kitty loves driving though, so
I know. I will have so much Coke waiting for you. Just like my little like every time. So I had Coke this morning. Here's my proof. Because I didn't have time to make coffee this morning, and I'm like, wow, I'm really in my Katie era right now.
yeah. Looks like she's excited.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Where? When? I will send you the info. It's at Abington something. I think it's by what is the major city in Pennsylvania? That's right by New York. Stig, you European should know.
I don't know. Pittsburgh?
Is it Pittsburgh or is it? It's one of the P's. I'm like, it's like Pittsburgh, bitch. I don't know. Let me see. What's in Pennsylvania?
Isn't Pittsburgh the capital city of
Yeah, let me
Pennsylvania?
see.
And it's all the way on the right side.
Yeah, right. I'm like the one closest to New York, I think.
Oh, Harrisburg is apparently.
Oh, it's by
Philly.
Clinton Town, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Philadelphia. It's outside Philadelphia. I'm like, I know it started with a P, but that's a lie. It's like a PH sound.
Harrisburg is the capital city of Pennsylvania?
Is it? Is it Harrisburg? But yes, it'll be at the outskirts of Philadelphia, March 23rd of next year. It's not public information in terms of like, there'll be like a press release or whatever on Instagram, but y'all could know because there's 8 of us, and the likelihood of people watching this back is so slim, so you get a little treat. I'll be there. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I get to finally meet Katie in person. I will say, you guys had a writers retreat, and I obviously like was like in a way I was like, obviously they're gonna hang out, whatever. And then I was like, what about me? Not that I had
Oh,
time, but I was like, what
what
about
about us?
me? What about me? Harrisburg is the capital.
It is apparently. That's crazy. I always thought
That's
it was Philadelphia.
horrible. I hope I'll be there. Send me the thank you for coming by and staying. I'm so jealous if y'all drive to Pennsylvania. I mean, ideally, you always want to be in New York, but if you're gonna have a tryout somewhere, Philadelphia is the place to have it. All right,
Why? Any
we have
particular
2
reason?
minutes left. What do you want to say? When you
Oh,
said Coke, I thought
yeah.
you meant cocaine.
That's what I thought. I'll be so much coke waiting for you, Katie. I was like, oh, okay.
Me and Katie.
They're doing
You know what?
musicals and doing drugs. It's fine.
I'm in New York. Like literally, if I was gonna do coke, I feel like people here do coke all the time just to like make it through the day. I'm like a lawyer, that guy's just like in the bathroom. Like,
Yeah. The crazy thing is also in my tiny, tiny Norwegian hamlet city,
really,
people are still doing coke. It's crazy. Like the entire football team doing coke,
you're,
allegedly. Rumor has
you're
it.
kidding,
Nope. Like people out on bars in my two bars in this town, people doing coke in them. So
babes. Stay safe out there.
I know.
I'm just saying. Oh my god, wake up a minute. I haven't been to as many bars as I've been, and I turns out I like bars. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
you didn't know that.
I haven't. I mean, like, I went to like dive bars, but I've been to so many bars, like upscale bars, low scale bars, dive bars, hole in the wall, and it's just like I turns out I just like bars. Like I just like bars. I like the vibe.
That's fair. I also like bars, but I'm more of a like a dancey person, so I'm more of a nightclub person.
Oh my god, I fucking love a night. Okay, next time you're in town, nightclub, nightclub. I am in the Troublemaker Discord. I do just turn off my Discord notifications, but I'm there. I be lurking.
She
I
be
be
lurking.
lurking. This would not be shocking in small town America, though. You know that's right. I've never been to a bar as an adult. I don't. You went to a bar as a young person?
You didn't miss much, Lisa.
No, you really didn't. Drinking is half the game.
Drinking is half the battle.
I got booted last purge.
No, you're still in there. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I'm like, I just opened it up on my Discord.
I see you there on the roster.
Oh, thank God, babes. Maybe a sports bar, but not a bar. Fair. All right, ladies, gents, stigs, non-binary agents. Said the
Thank you
end.
so much for having me for this very short hour.
Oh my God, the stream picked up steam when you got here. It's just
I'm so
it's
sorry
so
for late.
glad.
Stupid
No,
summer
we'll
times.
just have to make sure to do it on the 29th next year again and make sure we can both be here.
Yeah.
All right, bestie. Love you. Thank you for being the best. I love seeing you on the internet. And so we'll continue
Thanks.
this, and I know it. Goodbye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Also, go and watch the fundraiser.
Yes, go and watch the fundraiser. That's where we'll be headed. Okay. Bye. Bye.